Hello and welcome back to Silent War 2.0, Short Campaign 3, Hold the Line. We're on turn 2. I'm Tim. Turn 2 is week 3, I forgot to move this, of December 1941. And we'll be doing all of the segments for this turn. We skipped the strategic segment for turn 1. But before we get to that, I wanted to mention that I did find a few mistakes that I made on turn 1. I've pointed those out in a comment on the video. So check that out, and hopefully we can get those corrected here in the future turns. So with that being said, I think we're ready to roll. Starting off with the war event phase. There is a special war event table that's used just for this scenario. It was not included in the scenario book, unfortunately, but Brian Miller has made it available on Board Game Geek and Consim World. So you can find this on there if you need it. Thank you very much for that. And so we roll a d10 and see if we get what sort of event we get. We got a 3, which is going to be no roll on the ultra table this turn. Well, that's unfortunate. All right, moving on to the torpedo improvement phase. That is skipped for this scenario. We'll be on torpedo level -1 for the entire scenario. So then, intelligence and weather event phase. Well, as we just saw, we don't get to make an ultra roll, so we'll skip that. But we do get to roll to see if we get some weather to show up. So I will be rolling 2 dice. The black die will be for the first result, which on the weather table here you can see for the month of December we have to roll a 0 to get any sort of weather. And then if we do, the second roll, which will be the white die, will tell us where the storm is. And for this scenario, we are limited to the 2 South China Sea areas, the Java Sea, South Philippine Sea, and the Banda Sea. So the only result that will really matter for us, of course I guess it could move into our area, but initially South Philippine Sea would be the only thing that would have an immediate effect on us. So let's see what we get. We rolled a 3 on the black die, so taking out some subs in the process. So no weather creation. So I think we're ready to move on to the Triple R segment. We have no reinforcements yet. Our first reinforcements don't come in until January 42. So we've got a couple more weeks for that. Ready submarine phase. So if you recall from turn 1, the K-14 is in the broom box for Surabaya. And one thing I just happened to notice before I started recording this is, unfortunately, they seem to have left off the labels for the 3 boxes in submarine base Surabaya's graphic here. But you can see from one of the other ones, basically it's broom box on the right, and then you got your pier side and your ready for sea boxes. So what we have to do is roll a d10. If we get less than or equal to the readiness rating, which is at number 4 there up in the upper right corner, then we get to move to the ready for sea box, and they'll be able to come out this turn. Otherwise, they'll have to wait another week and sit at pier side for this turn. So here we go with that roll. We got a 6, so not coming back yet. Move them to pier side. Next is our submarine repair phase. I kind of did this off camera on turn 1, but both of the subs remained in repair box 2 on the first turn. So hopefully we'll get one or both of them into repair box 1 this turn. As you can see here, you need to roll a 3 or less to get them to move. So for the first one, which is K10, we got a 4, so they're not improving yet. And the second sub is K8. We do get them to make some progress on their repairs. So we got K8 moved over into repair box 1. K10 stays in repair box 2. All right, next up is the prep for operations phase. So all of our submarines that are out move into the operating area. Again, the SMZs don't really have that distinction, but we'll just move them to the top half. And I think we're ready to go for the operations segment. This should be a pretty quick turn because we've only got 2 subs that we can do anything with this time. So, not doing any patrol movements. You remember those subs in the Makassar Strait are not allowed to patrol move. They have to stay there until they're either spotted, damaged, sunk, or get an RTB result. So we might as well do, which one was this again? K16 first, because all they're doing is returning to base. And I'm assuming since the Makassar Strait and Surabaya are considered to both be in the Java Sea area, I'm not sure whether we do a transit event roll for that or not. Normally you don't do the one you're moving from. In this case, we're kind of going from and to the same one. I didn't do it for the K15 when they, or 14, sorry, when they RTB'd last turn, so we'll stick with that. If that's incorrect, someone can please let me know. But so all they're going to do is return to base. And then again, since they are damaged, we have to roll to see how badly damaged they are. And another 0, so superficial again. So straight to the broom box with them. And then we move on to K15, who actually gets to do a search. And as I pointed out in the comments for the first video, one thing I had overlooked is that when you roll on the activity chart for a special mission zone, you actually improve the result by 1 level from whatever you get. So last turn, they one of the subs, I forget which one, got a moderate density result. It should have actually been a high density result. So we'll make sure we do that right this time. But again, only task force results can be used for this. Looks like we got one. So an 8 is going to be high density. So since it's already high density, it can't go higher than that. So we don't have to worry about raising it. And a 9 is going to be a task force. So again, consulting our engagement table for War Period 1. High density task force is going to be 2, 3, 3, and 4 for the columns. So I'll get that set up and come back. All right, so here's what we got for that. Another one of these no solution markers evading us this time. back to cut B with that. All right, decision time here. Column D looks rather tempting with those two red balls there, but most of what's in the D cup are warships, and I'm not sure that that usually have pretty high defense ratings. I'm not sure K-15 is up to that challenge. I think we'll just play it safe and go with column A again. And we'll stay with the standard attack posture initially until we kind of see what we're dealing with. Tactical rating of 3. We have to reveal 3 ships. Definitely reveal these 2. Well, that's nice. 5,000 ton oiler. And 5,000 ton, I looked that up, converted passenger ship is what the AP is. So those look kind of juicy. Let's hope this is not something really nasty. Oh, we got an aircraft. All right, so looks like our 3 TDC markers are going on these 2 revealed ships and then the one that we didn't reveal. So here we go. Oh, -2, that's nice. +2, not so nice. And +3, definitely not going after that. All right, so we might have something we can work with here. Going to have, again, taking our attack value of 4, -1 for the torpedo level. So we're starting with 3 attack. We've got 3 defense, but -2 for the TDC is 1, but then adding 2 back in for the aircraft ASW value, we're looking at 3 to 3. So we need to roll a 0 to get a hit on the 5,000 ton oiler. We did not, we rolled 2. So for counterattack, we've got the 2 from the aircraft, the 0 ASW value for the war period, our 3 red boxes for the Java C op area, and don't forget our shallow modifier as well. It's going to affect our defense rating. So we're looking at 5 against, they only have a defense rating of 2, which gets reduced to 1 for the shallow water. So we're looking at 4. We're going to be on the 4 row of our counterattack table. So 3 to 4 row. No modifiers this time. It is the initial attack round, and we're not aggressive or cautious. No damage, and we're not spotted. So just a straight up roll. And a 3 looks nice. That will be no effect. All right, so now for our re-attack round, I think we'll stay put, see if we can get another good shot on that oiler. But now we have to reveal this guy. We will stay standard. A little leery of going aggressive posture with that aircraft about. Oh no, we got 2 aircraft. Wow. I think it's going to be pretty tough to get a shot on this guy. Might be impossible. But we'll go ahead and play it out. We only get to draw 2 of these since we only got 2 ships we can target. do get a -1 for it being a reattack round, so we did at least get the best we could possibly get. So let's see, we've got our 3 attack. The defense of the ship's going to be reduced to 0, but unfortunately with that other aircraft in play now, we're looking at going up against 4, which is not going to be possible. That's going to be -1. So no shot. We do have to endure another counterattack. So this time they've got 4 ASW value plus the 3 red boxes is going to be 7. And again, we only get to subtract 1 from that because we're in shallow waters. So now we're on the 5 to 6 row and a +1 DRM for being the reattack round. So this could be bad for us. Oh yes, it is. We rolled an 8. +1 is a 9. So that's the orange, which is damaged RTB. And the plus sign there indicates that we need to make an additional roll, which I did. I rolled the white die for that. Fortunately, we rolled a 0 on that one. A 7 to 9 would have sunk us. So damaged and forced to return to base. Yep, so let me get the combat display here cleaned up and we'll come back to the main board. Okay, while I had the video paused, I was reviewing the rules regarding SMZs, and now it's got me second guessing how this is supposed to work from what I did in the first turn. So 20.5 says submarines in a SMZ skip the endurance check unless otherwise noted. Well, in this case it is otherwise noted, because this is a special case where they remain until spotted, damage, sunk, or RTB result through combat or endurance. So that tells me they do make endurance checks. Then it says these submarines must conduct voluntary RTB movement in the transit movement phase of the current turn. So that plus what it says in 15.21 submarines may only choose to voluntarily RTB by having skipped search and contact and combat phase, or in this case, because they were operating in an SMZ. Flip the submarine to its transit side, place a voluntary RTB marker on it, and leave it in the operating section of the operator it is in. These submarines will transit move in the same turn. So it seems to me, since you do voluntary RTB to exit an SMZ, that they would conduct that during the current turn's transit movement phase. So that being the case, these guys are actually going to RTB now. And again, I'm assuming that since they're starting in this area and ending in it, that we don't need to do the transit check. But we do need to roll for damage again, since this guy was damaged in a counterattack. So once again, we'll roll on the damage table. Another 0, look at that. So just superficial, and K15 goes straight to the broom box. So let me know what you guys think regarding transit movement, or RTB, and special mission zones. And this one in particular that seems to have some, deviates from the norm, I guess, where they're staying there more than one turn. If they're supposed to RTB the same turn that they're spotted, damaged, sunk, or get an RTB result, or if they're supposed to wait till the following turn. Let me know what you think. But in any event, that is all of the subs that we have out for this week. So we go to the intern segment. There are no tropical storms or typhoons out, so we don't need to do anything with those. No spotted markers. Obviously haven't reached the victory conditions. We do need to advance the date marker. So we're going to week 4 of December 41. And then, like I said, no war progress check for this scenario. So that is going to do it for turn 2 of Hold the Line, the short scenario 3 for Silent War 2.0. And we'll see you in the next episode.